Okay, so there's one lone pigeon up on top of that building, all on his own. Pigeons, as we know, or I was told quite a few years ago now, when I first needed to find out stuff about pigeons, I found it very difficult to get information about them, strangely enough. Oh, is this coming out? Oh. Maybe that sun will warm things up a bit because it feels very cold, strangely enough. That man is just going to cross Parramatta Road with his dog. They do that to sidetrack you, but also because they know that if this was a real reality and these cars were really speeding along here, that he would get bowled over, but he knows they won't bowl him over because it's part of the matrix. And I can tell you, only a very foolish person would have crossed this road in peak hour a number of years ago. Now you can do it because these cars will pull up. And if you are a part of the matrix, of course, they know what you're doing anyway. Well, they know what you're doing even if you're not, like myself. They know what you're thinking, they know your every step. They even know what you're going to do before you do it. See these matrix cars coming here around the corner? I'm actually filming this today because... Oh, did you see that? Did you see the big flash? Did it come out? See, there's light flashing everywhere this morning here across those buildings, and it looks actually quite pretty on the side there. I don't know how it'll come out on the mobile, but I'm just moving up here very slowly, if I can, because I thought that I would like to get the reflection of the light in down the building. See how it's all a light. See how it's a light. See how the light is reflecting off all the buildings. And of course there's a truck there flashing its light at me. Won't come out on the mobile. Won't come out, but these are matrix cars coming up. See, with their headlights on, clear blue sky. As you can see, there is not a cloud in the sky this morning. You know, I couldn't get through on Skype this morning or on any phone call, so I left a bit earlier. But who knows, you know. Oh, see how these look. See the light reflecting out that window? Is that going to come out? See how it's bouncing and reflecting onto me? There's a light there. There's lights all over the place. There's a light up there too. See, that light is not natural light. It looks like natural light because actually it is coming from the so-called sun. That is a reflection of the sun in that window there. But the sun is in front. Hold on, am I getting this or not? I don't know what I'm getting here. I wasn't feeling very... so that's the sun reflecting in that window, but I don't know why it's reflecting in it. It's not natural. There it is over there. Oh, I don't know. Is that the sun? I should have the phone round the other way because it won't come out as a clear ball. I've noticed that. But then again, I can't see what I'm doing if I have it round the other way. So. Those two ambulances that went past, they normally have their siren on much louder than that. So they've turned it down so you won't see how they like to hit you with a lot of unnecessary noise on the road. The sun is in that window. And there it is over there coming up. I can't look. It's actually quite bright. I don't know why I'm filming. It's now gone. this is not, wait on, I'm trying to get some good filming here, but I can't seem to get everything in. I don't know what's coming out. That light's reflecting on the centre too. I don't know. I'm supposed to be talking about the Matrix, but this is the Matrix, but I can't even see what I'm filming here because the sun is right in my eye. I can't see a single thing. Oh, it is. That's is that the Matrix or is that just the sun on the horizon there, just coming up? It's the 6th of September, by the way, in the early morning, and actually I think this is quite photogenic. I think that. So when I didn't get through on the phone call, I thought I shall try to get down to Parramatta Road and see my son for the early morning coffee here, because we'll just have it there. And there's a magpie. See, there's a magpie that's coming to show me that that's the spot where I sit, see? There's the magpie. Hello, Mr. Magpie. You don't have to run away. I saw some pigeons this morning, which I've never seen before, just as I was coming down Balmain Road just to get here from my house. And the pigeons, there was about 100 of them in the back part of the school, I think it was. And you just never seen so many there. But there was a white one amongst. I've never seen a white pigeon before, or hardly ever. I think that's only about the second or third time in my entire life that I've seen a white pigeon. My son told me that, told me a few months ago, which is interesting, that all pigeons are really white doves. That really a white dove is only a white pigeon. Now, I never knew that. I always thought doves were totally different to pigeons because, I'd rather take a shine to the pigeons and any birds, of course seagulls too, very much. But this is nothing to do with anything, I know. So once again, perhaps it's just a video for one or anyone that. But that's interesting. I thought I was really surprised when I was told that the white doves, because don't they say that the white doves are a sign of peace? So really, they're just your pigeons, your average. Everyday pigeons that some people even look upon as quite, it's because they're so abundant everywhere and they'll eat anything in the city. They have a name for them even, but I'm not going to say that name. I don't like derogatory, ridiculous terms for animals. It's a bit like the ibises, they call them bin chickens in Australia and in Sydney, because they're mainly in Sydney, because they can't get enough food, they go into people's garbage bins and pull the garbage everywhere. And they were frowned on for a number of years until I took a shine to them, and other people took a shine to them. And now some people actually like them, but for quite a while people saw them as a menace, and that's only because the poor things, they will scavenge in people's garbage tins, because we throw out more food than what they can eat, our scraps and things. But I don't know what I'm filming here, but I think it looks alright. I think it looks photogenic. See how nature just paints a picture, and all you have to do is click the camera. Take a picture or a video. That is the sun, and I don't know if it's coming as clear a ball as what my eye, I can hardly look at it, but it's a big ball. But are the Matrix cars, have they got their lights on? I cannot even see because the sun is in my eyes, but have they? It won't come out because the sun is too glaring. I can't see the Matrix, but I can see them in the distance with their car lights on, with the brightest sun and a clear blue sky. Look at that. Not a cloud in the sky, not one cloud. Not one cloud at all, anywhere. Crystal clear blue sky everywhere you look. Not one little cloud. Here we have the usual Matrix dog walkers coming down. I'm going up here. I've got the full screen on today. I keep forgetting to do that. It's much better. It looks much better for a video and much better if you're trying to make it look scenic. I don't have to make it look scenic, it is scenic, even though it is on dingy Matrix-ridden cars. Matrix car even though it is a Matrix car system, control system, at work, non-stop on this road, day and night, day and night. But look at that sun coming up, and look at that sky. And I was feeling a little bit down when I left home because I couldn't get a phone call through, and I just never know what's going on. See, you know, as human beings, you don't know whether to try too hard or to, I don't know at all. I really don't. Hey, look at these flowers here. They've actually sprouted up, aren't they pretty? That's funny. This never had flowers here before, but there's actually flowers growing in amongst this bush here just recently. Because it's spring, you see. But, yeah, that's right. Oh, that explains it. Yeah, see, it's spring, so these flowers have sprouted up. It's now the 6th of September, which is like the beginning of spring in Sydney. And look at it. And I am so relieved that the winter is gone. In fact, I dreaded it when it started. And I had a lot to dread too because it was not a very happy June or July, or until about halfway through July. In fact, I could honestly say it's probably the worst that I've felt in my entire life psychologically. Physically, of course, you have the Matrix sending their negative frequencies at you all the time, and that goes at different levels, as we know. You know, oh, I better be careful because a car will come round here. But hey, this car is going to threaten by coming around. The amount of cars that come around that corner when I cross there is actually unusual, because in the past you didn't get so many because there's nothing much for them to go there. But look at that, right on. This is just a video showing you a Leichhardt and the car Matrix that's in operation. But I think this morning the sun in the sky is overtaking some of these Matrix patrol cars with their lights still on. They won't probably come out, but most of those cars have got their lights on. Look, crystal clear blue sky. Matrix cars, most of them, some of them haven't got their lights on, but it's not going to come out, I don't think, clear enough. Can't see. You know, not every car's got their lights on. They're going to pull up in front of me, of course, but that's just accidental according to those that think that we live in a natural, random world. But it isn't. Even the lights are operating because these cars are not going anywhere. This, by the way, is total lockdown, don't forget. Total lockdown in Sydney. Not even allowed to travel past 5 kilometres or something like that, which is like about 5 miles from the house. Not allowed to go any further than that, I was told by my son. And my right leg is just going on me right now. Yesterday it was the left. In fact, it's usually always the left leg because that seems to be the weak point, and then the negative frequencies make things weaker still. But that's the matrix for you. I'm just saying. Wow, look at that sun. I can't even look at it. It's a bit chilly here. Well, it is going to be a very cold day, and may even probably warm up as the day wears on. It takes me a little bit longer to warm up than most people. You know, I often notice that sometimes when I'm wearing a heavy coat, you see other people around in t-shirts, so it's interesting. But, see, the sun is going to block out the car lights to show you the matrix cars. So I'll go this way, but then I think some of them cars just turn their lights off when I flung around here, because I saw more on it. So I'm not going to... And they will play you because they want you to look stupid. And let's be honest, it doesn't take a real lot to make me look stupid in the Matrix. No, it doesn't. And that is the purpose. It's funny that they make you look stupid. And they kind of think you are stupid because you can't get on top of it. But they know that you're not as stupid as some of them, because if we're the stupid ones, why do they have to steal all our thinking, all our emotions and everything that is from a human? Because I see it every day, you know, from you. And then claim as their own. You know, like they download it completely onto the computer every day. Everything that you're doing, everything you think, every person you're in contact with. And it's disturbing, you know, and it's kind of it's very enlightening for anyone who watches. The only problem is that what you see as enlightened on the computer and on the TV from other people is really stolen from real humans who are completely suppressed and you know, being pushed down, but everything is being taken from them before that. You know, and even I sometimes think, oh, that makes sense, and then I'm thinking, oh, that's funny, because, you know, like you were half coming to those realisations yourself, but you weren't concentrating on it greatly. You're fathoming it out. But while you're fathoming it out, they're taking it from you, and they've got it down perfect for their computer and for their for this android reality, with android beings, artificial beings. That's the best word I can find. See the cars coming around, are their lights coming out? Their lights coming out? The one pigeon just flew off the thing. It's very bright up here, look at this. Oh, it's bright and sunny, but I'm strangely cold. My hands are starting to get soft and cold. That's interesting, isn't it? It's weird. It's weird. See how the light is even bouncing off a wooden seat there. Can you see how the sun is reflecting off a wooden seat, a dirty wooden seat, but it's bouncing off it as though it's like reflective silver. That is not natural. That is not natural. That is not natural. It's very pretty for the video, but not natural at all. I wouldn't think. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh. I think I'm be able to hold the mobile much longer. My hands are cold. Sun is so bright. Not a cloud in the sky anywhere. Not even one. Wasn't as clear as this yesterday. There were a few clouds. But, you know, it's almost groggy up here, but I get breathing enough. That's just a very dirty old wooden seat. And it's missing a paling. That way when you sit on it, as Patrick and me used to sit on it a reasonable amount, and that makes it uncomfortable to sit on, so that way. And I remember last time we sat on there, which was many a month ago now, and it was late at the night because of the lockdown. We didn't want to, we couldn't go anywhere else, so we just got the coffee here. It's just here, in here. See there? See how it says? And we sat on that seat, and yeah, we had a few problems just sitting there. I won't go in. Let's see. There's the traffic's quiet too this morning. Normally it's noisy for me. There's the coffee. Claire Isabel. Oh, something smells absolutely horrible around here. What is it? Oh, it's just to put me right off. That is terrible. Oh, jeez. Oh, that is awful. I think it was a garbage truck that went past. They do that sometimes where they come past with and go really fast so that you get this dreadful smell. Oh, now that really puts you off before you get coffee or whatever. These are, Patrick told me, my son told me that these are a particular flower, and I think they're called bird of paradise because they look like a bird. And I have never noticed this before until he pointed it out, but now, yesterday I noticed they got them here. Can you see them? And actually, some of them are dead, quite a lot of them are dead. But there's a few that, like this one here, there's one or two left. Actually, there's only a few left. Most of them are dead. See how they're all dead? There's this one here that's quite vibrant. I hope it's coming out. Patrick told me they're called bird of paradise because they look like the bird of paradise, which is a bird. And that's a flower, you see. Well, it's not really a flower. It's like, you know. See, there's another one there. So it's two of them. I don't know why I'm counting. I have this thing about that. There's one up there too. See how they look as though they've got a beak? I would not have noticed this if he hadn't pointed it out and told me what they are. That's better. That's actually the better one to film. There's one there too. I wouldn't have noticed that they look like a bird, and I didn't know, and I should know the bird of paradise being in Sydney, if it's a Sydney thing, but I didn't. So many, Matrix people know lots of things that I don't. But, they don't kind of, I don't know, they don't. They consume information pretty well, but they never actually think of anything themselves. They just consume information rather well. So, therefore, they often appear to be much more intelligent than the little old humans. There's one squashed in there. That's not looking so good. But they actually do have bright colour when they're in full bloom, I think. I don't know why I'm filming all this, to be honest. Oh, hold up here. You see how the light is reflecting off the bin there? Oh, I don't think that'll come out. cars make this kind of little aggressive kind of noise as they go past you, accelerate. Whereas they didn't do that, because they don't actually have to, because they're not going up a hill. But they do that deliberately as they go past human beings to make you uncomfortable and to make your that says, on the side of that bus it said something about witchcraft and the burning crusade. I couldn't film it was too fast and I wasn't looking. I have seen it before. They do have some funny things these days, I must say. There is synchronicity to all these things, but I can't always get them for the video. They're usually video games that they're advertising, with a certain title. I'll be folding up soon. I'm just waiting till a little bit longer because I don't want to get the coffee and it'll be cold if Patrick's a bit late. Actually, he didn't mind me being late today, so I guess I was, going to fill it in a bit. Because in the early morning it's quiet at my place to even have a phone conversation, shall we say. Whereas once the sun comes up, he's got a bright light, but he's turned his engine down. Some of those cars almost look pink lights almost as they're coming around. That's just they look pink. All the car lights look pink as they're coming around. That's a weird reflection going on. They all look pink. How can that be? It's not going to come out on the mobile, but they have a strange pink colour. It almost looks pretty, but it's strange. It must be a reflection. But, yeah. I'm not sure what to make of that. But haven't seen that before. But none of this is going to come out, unfortunately, because they're too far away. They're not that far away, but it looks all pink in the distance there. The car lights actually look as though they're pink car lights. Perhaps they're trying to turn red for the front ones. Certainly the back ones are red. Oh, that was a silly comment. But still. So, we have a man coming up with a walking stick. I was told by the Englishman not to focus on the walking sticks or any of those things because you can make them more. That's an interesting point. I never thought of that. I always thought it was just the matrix psychologically being negative by having so many people around with walking sticks, especially when you're limping yourself and you're getting pains in your all that psychological stuff. But it sure feels real. And who knows? I'm pretty sure if it was less intense, that we'd be able to get on top of it and not be bothered. Because I think if you're bothered, yes, I think it really can actually hurt you. Oh, the ambulance is pulled in up here. And of course, anyway, I think I better fold up. I'm losing my thinking. I don't know what I filmed or what I've talked about. I know I haven't made any sense. I actually know that I haven't made any sense this morning because I didn't have anything to even say. I just thought, just get the video out. It looked kind of pretty with all the light reflecting off the building as I was coming, so I thought, well, if I don't make any sense, at least it can look a bit photogenic. It's a pity that I'm not holding it and concentrating enough. But I've got the full screen going, which I think is good. I think if you're making videos of the road and around, it looks much better. I don't know. I just didn't know how to do it. And it's actually just, you just turn it round. But I think when I did it, when I first started doing a few videos, I think I tried to do it and it got all bungled up. So I thought maybe you can't do it. But maybe they bungled it up just that once so that I'd be put off, because I am easily put off. We all are. Yeah, we are easily put off. I think I'm put off quite easily. Oh, it's cold here. I think I will have to go get that coffee. The ambulance is coming home. Yeah, this is total lockdown in Sydney, but as you can see up here where I go on Parramatta Road, you know, there's still a lot of, you mean to say that, you know, that obviously they say that you're allowed to go past the 5 kilometres if under certain circumstances, but didn't see them coming. But I guess the traffic for me is still the same, because it basically means that all those cars and vehicles of different sorts are all going probably more than 5 kilometres, because I doubt that they're just going around this one suburb. That would be unrealistic, wouldn't it? Oh, don't ask me. But total loss. I can actually see what's behind me instead of what's in front of me, because I'm getting so much reflection. I can't believe that street light is still on. So there's one street light left on. What does that mean? I don't know what that means, but people are starting to come, but I can't see them even. I can't see what I'm looking at. I'll have to hold that. But it's very clear. All is about. There it is. One. Can't see. I know there's one street light left on. Just down there. Just down there. Yeah, there's one street light left on. Why would they leave one street light on in broad daylight? They do it every day. I've noticed it. And it's a kind of orangey colour too. You know, as you can see, broad daylight, very clear. This is going to, it's clear today. I keep saying that, I know. I don't know what I'm saying most of the time. But I'm not even concentrating on anything, to be honest. I can't even see the traffic. I can't see whether the headlights are even on. I can see that some of them are, but not much. I can't see much at all. But this is total lockdown. I don't think I'm getting this picture from. I think there's something blocking the picture. What is it? Maybe it will turn out alright. I can't see it at all. You see artificial faces on the side of that bus advertising. Well, that's actually very close to the truth, because they're artificial birds. Like, they look like plastic dolls on the side of the bus. Of course, obviously, none of this looks like plastic dolls, but they're not real humans. Not in what you call the real sense. No. Yeah, they've still got the car lights on, but they're not coming out because the sun's too bright. So I better fold up and get the coffee. Is it coming out? Oh, too much reflection. I don't think this is going to come out. I can't see myself. Yeah. I guess I'm frustrated. That's what it is. I'm filming this and I don't know what I'm filming, but I'm just doing it out of frustration. Oh. The big van going to come round that corner there. It's not going to come out. The big van coming round. Oh no, it's not. It's actually parked. No, it is coming round. Or a big truck or something. What is it? That's unusual. Let's see what it is. See if it's crossing down there. It won't come out. How big is it? Oh, actually, it is coming round in front of me. That's very unusual. That's an illegal turn. Or is it not? I don't know about that. Anyway, I'm folding up because the car lights won't come out because it's broad daylight now and the sun is very bright and the sky is very clear, so there's too much reflection to show the reality and the fact that most of these cars have still got their car lights on. I can see them in the distance coming around the corner there with their car lights quite bright, but they do not come out on the mobile at all. But if this was a real reality, that would be ridiculous for all these cars. Even that truck has got lights on the front, but it won't come out. Far too much reflection but that's how bright the sun is and how clear it is, and yet you've got cars with car lights on in broad daylight on the brightest day. Anyway, that's I'll go and get the coffee because I need a bit of picking up. Now that I stop filming, you'll have to face the matrix. And you never know what will happen, but you always know that it will always be, it will always be a day where you can't really relax. And so I guess I made this video as a diversion, and because while I'm trying to focus, like you're very, very aware of it. Well, the minute I turn this off, you're very aware of all these cars and the traffic and the people. And it is very disturbing and unpleasant to realise what you're surrounded by. An artificially controlled matrix that is negative towards real life. Anyway, the sun is bright. I can't even see it there, but it's bright and clear. My hands are frozen now, even though, as you can see, it should be warming up. Look at the sun reflecting from there. But those cars, they still need to leave their lights on. Why? That is just merely so that I am aware of it. Because I noticed it early on and I thought, think because it's part of the confusion too to get you to even look at the car lights, because I noticed I was focusing more on them, and some of them have got their lights off, so I was like starting to think, and it just takes your normal living away, because here I am with the sun up and a clear blue sky, and all I am is focused on car lights, aware of, their presence, and you shouldn't be. It's bad enough if you were actually, if this was a real reality and you're up on a busy main road, in total lockdown, by the way. That's how it should be all the time. In total lockdown, it shouldn't have all this traffic. You'd say, it's not the best, most pleasant spot. But to realise that all those cars are centred on you in creating negative energy, and that's just one aspect of the matrix. That's just one aspect. And I can hardly hear what I'm saying. So this, I'm sure that, that it's not going to be overly sensible, this video. Because I don't want to take I don't want to take the stuff out of my ears, because then, the noise becomes too loud. Even of the traffic, you can't explain it. I'm folding up my hands, so.